According to Credit Suisse, millionaires around the world own an unbelievably large sum of money, totaling to almost 173.3 trillions of dollars. Did you know that if you stretch out $1 trillion worth of dollar bills, it would stretch out for a little over 96 million miles, which is a little greater than the distance between the Earth and the Sun? Continue watching if you want to know about the 5 productivity habits that I personally practice to achieve financial independence. Because I do believe that to be finance savvy, financial intellect is your buddy. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be updated whenever we post a video. For now, let's get started with this one. Habit number 1. Developing mental toughness. It's not about what happens to you, but how you react to it, as a wise man once imparted. It may sound a little ambiguous, but it is accurate. It's most likely the finest piece of advice I've ever gotten and applied in my life. The main distinguishing factor that a successful person has, and a non-successful person does not, is the mental fortitude to put his mind to accomplishing difficult tasks rather than giving up and saying, "I don't feel like doing that." Experts say that in order to master something, you need to spend 10,000 hours practicing and working towards it. Definitely, you will become bored, fatigued, and exhausted on your journey to mastering any craft. The people who make it till the end are those who have the mental courage to keep moving despite all the obstacles they encounter. Between being a habit or a skill, mental toughness seems more similar to being a habit. Quit once and it will become a habit, so you should acknowledge quitting along the way. People tend to explore one thing, then move on to another quite easily. They work on a project for a few months, then get bored. It does not work, so they change plans. Working on another goal makes them lose their enthusiasm, so they change once more until they claim that it is not for them, so they move on to the next one, only to realize that they are too old already. Developing mental toughness instills in you the perspective that you should focus on how you perceive what happens around you and not so much on the details of the events. Because according to Jordan Peterson, life is misery because it will always hurl troubles at you. It's unexpected and anything may happen. So, in order to deal with everything, you need to improve how you respond to changes. It's possible that you'll lose your job. It's possible that you'll wind up on the streets. The difficulty is to maintain mental toughness and keep progressing by moving forward even when you are left with nothing. Habit number 2. Learning to assign and distribute tasks. Since there are only 24 hours in a day and only one of you, you can't expect yourself to handle everything at once and with ease. No man is an island and we need other people to succeed in life. You can't divide yourself into pieces to do a job requiring 4 people, let alone a job for 100 more. So, as early as now, develop a sense of humility and accept that you need help from others. Put it simply, if you want to achieve greater things, you need greater minds in terms of not only quality, but also in quantity. The art of delegation can only be mastered once you realize that people have their own unique talents and skills. So, a job that can be done by others should be given to them in order for you to prioritize the tasks that you know in yourself that only you can do. The same way goes for them. Give to others the tasks that you cannot handle yourself because there are plenty of others who are more equipped and skilled with those aspects. If you aspire to only be a manager or supervisor, then you should strive to look for a powerful team who can do everything for you, saving you all the time and energy you need to do the things you want and only you can do. Habit number 3. Accepting criticism. Hearing praises is indeed a rewarding experience because you get to develop your confidence and self-esteem. However, the gratification only lasts for a moment, and the positive remarks only left you with a good feeling, and not a lesson that can be used in the long run. Getting praise is important, but what we should aspire for is receiving feedback and objective criticism from reliable people. Knowing your weaknesses weighs the same as knowing your strengths. Your flaws don't define you, but it helps if you acknowledge them and learn from them. To exemplify, making this video took a lot of suggestions and recommendations. For the most part, when I consulted members of the team and some of my friends, they said positive things about the quality of the video and content. But of course, there were also those helpful comments that helped me improve the script, the audio quality, and even the visual effects. You would not be able to enjoy or have this kind of experience if it were not for the help of those criticisms. Most people do not like hearing criticisms in particular, and I think we should strip off the negative connotation behind criticisms. Because if we really want to be financially independent, we should accept and respect criticisms. It's a good idea to make it a habit to feel at ease when you're being judged. Always remain calm and attempt to see things from the perspective of the person who is criticizing you. Habit number 4. Having self-reliance. As wonderful as it might seem to have a trustworthy support system whom you can turn to in times of need, life still hits you with the reality that you can't always rely on others, and this isn't because people are bad, it's because they have their own lives and responsibilities. We've mentioned that in habit number 2, you can always rely on others when you need help in certain tasks. We hate to break it, but there are times that it is not always the case. Human interactions are complicated by the fact that we are emotional beings. People might be friends for years and then stop communicating with each other due to various reasons and circumstances, so you shouldn't leave your fate in the hands of chance. Financial independence requires you to fully develop self-sufficiency or the ability to go on with life by relying only on yourself. But this does not entirely mean that you need to shut down your social connections and relationships. It only reminds you that you should be aware that you can believe in yourself in times of hopelessness. On top of all these, being self-reliant is also an attractive and seductive trait. Your partner would not need to worry about you since you can manage by yourself, so you wouldn't need to worry about looking for a partner. Wink wink. Habit number 5. Realizing that you can't turn back time. Because time is your most important resource, the entire goal of productivity is to save time. People frequently say that time is money, but the fact is that time is not money since money can be gained back. However, time cannot, and you can't do anything about this. Even though this is common knowledge to all of us, we always forget about this. We waste so much time. So, to prevent this, you might want to explore time management techniques, or simply set reminders for yourself. Post them on your wall, or have your device set an alarm for you. As much as we need to be mindful of the time to maintain our productivity, it is also essential that at times we disregard it, especially when we are doing things that we love with the people who are important to us. After all, living in the moment is the best way to consume the time that we have. There you go, financial buddies! I hope you're able to take note of all the habits we recommended for you. If you want to be financially intellectual this year, just subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to get updates whenever we post helpful videos such as this one. If you have suggestions or questions, do not hesitate to comment down below. It's one way of how we practice habit number 3. That is all, and see you in the next one!